Yo, you believe we made it this far? It's episode 7 called Left Behind, based on the DLC. Now, if you know what DLC is, it means downloadable content, which the game had came out. And then about a year later, they came out with the add-on to the game, which is this episode here, Left Behind, written and directed by the game showrunner himself and writer of the game, Neil Druckmann. Now, I know what you're saying though. Why do we need a DLC? At this point in the show, this is the 7th episode, we gotta hurry up and wrap this up. Like, why deviate towards the main story to give us some DLC? Is this even important? You know, DLC, this stars Ellie and Riley, her best friend, and they basically being teenagers in the apocalypse, you know what I'm saying? The episode starts off with Riley breaking in Ellie's room, and you know, she ends up taking her to a special place. She wanna say, you ready for the best day of your life? And they end up going into a abandoned shopping mall. And Ellie's like, yo, they don't go in there for a reason, because it's, you know, it's hella infected there. We're not fucking around with that. But they go anyway, and they have the best date of their lives. I gotta give it up to these two actors. I think her name's Storm Reid. I want to say Stormy Reeds or some shit like that. Wasn't she with Donald Trump? That's, I don't know. But Stormy Reid is excellent here, cast with Bella Ramsey. You have to have somebody to match that energy. And I think their energy matches well, acting wise. They're two fine young actors. I mean, this episode is just like two kids skipping school during the apocalypse, you know, just to go have some fun. You know, it's cool to see teenagers just having fun in the apocalypse. You know, you don't hardly ever see that. The only time I seen like a kid being a kid in the apocalypse was The Walking Dead. Remember Carl was on the roof eating that pudding and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's a kid being a kid during any situation. Even though you're coming up in the apocalypse, you're still a developing human being. And I thought this episode executed that well. I want to talk about the set design here. This was based in, they actually shot this in an old mall that was little, but like the shot that's most impressive to me in the show, when you see the behind of Ellie and the whole mall just lights up, that was all CG. A CG artist made all of that, you know, and a lot of practicality with making Victoria's Secrets and the arcade especially. But yo, I would be like, yo, I don't know. You know, they say it's full of infected. You turn on the whole mall with loud ass arcade machines and all type of shit going off. I mean, Clicker's gonna wake up, you know what I'm saying? Some effect is gonna come. You know this, you know where this episode's going. You know it can't wait to rip your fucking heart out. Ellie also finds out her friend Riley is the op son. She is working with the Firefly. She's now a Firefly. She didn't want to be a part of their group and kind of scared to death. So she joined the Ops, the immediate enemies to Ellie's group. So we're living in an apocalypse and all, right? So Ellie and Riley come up against a dead body, and they see it has some liquor, like some old scotch or something. And apparently this dude has OD'd. He was partying it up in the mall. He didn't even get to the mall yet. He was so fucked up. He OD'd right there and then fell into the floor like a Looney Tunes cartoon. But anyway, Ellie takes the drink and her and Riley are passing around. I mean, yo, they ain't even wipe that shit off though. You know, like herpes is a thing, but this fungi is a whole nother fucking thing. You're not gonna wipe it off or disinfect that shit before you start drinking it. I don't know, I guess, you know, liquor kills anything, fungus, right? Sure. Yo, I did find the arcade part dope, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's where I come, that's my generation, yo. I remember going to Shady Brook Mall, playing that same Mortal Kombat game. Shout out to the Mortal Kombat game. Makes sense. Warner Brothers owns Mortal Kombat and HBO, so yeah, they married together. But I remember going to the mall and, you know, putting your quarter in and waiting. And Mortal Kombat 2 was such a mysterious thing because it was like finishing moves. These like some shit you heard about in school, and then you went to the mall and you seen somebody pull it off. They were like a magical magician. Like, how they do that shit? So they're playing a video game here, and Ellie does never played a video game in her life before. Things that we take for granted. But I will say this was a mistake too. It's like she's mashing the buttons and she don't know to move the joystick. I mean, that's common sense. Like my son knows to move the character with the joystick, even though he never played video games. I mean, you obviously equate this to movement. I don't know, I thought that was weird, but you know, it's a cute thing. Now I will say this about this episode, my critique, I don't think this works as well as the game. I mean, their acting is great, their relationship is great. I don't think it's stronger than Bill and Frank's. I think that one was just played better. Not to say they're forcing this, but I think Neil Druckmann's direction here lingered on things too long. I think they lingered on that Mortal Kombat scene too long, the Ferris wheel scene too long. In the actual video game, it is broken up with more action to kind of slow these little parts down to get to the sentimental parts, but they didn't mesh well 100%. Is it bad? It's the worst thing I've never seen, no. But like I said, it feels like a long montage. Maybe some of this could have been cut down, or maybe throw even, I'm the biggest proponent, like this is a drama show, right? This is a drama, and they put the action secondary. But I would say that maybe this episode could have used another action set piece, maybe a small one, but you only need one action set piece. A big thing in this episode, which we find out, of course, Ellie gets bit by a runner, you know, and then Riley gets bit as well. You know, they have this quick little action scene in the haunted house part of the mall, and Ellie does her classic stabbing in the side of the head with the shiv or her switchblade, and it dies, and they both turned out they are bitten. No. Riley's like, yo, we can go out very quickly, you know, bow, kill ourselves. Or we can enjoy each other's company as long as it takes, you know, but we don't give up.
It ends this way for everyone sooner or later, right? Some of us just get there faster than others. But we don't quit. Whether it's 2 minutes or 2 days, we don't give that up. I don't want to give that up.
And that's the most important thing in this episode, you know. Ellie says she's killed someone before, and maybe she was talking about Riley, and maybe she was talking about the runner, but now we know that. Now we know where we get the bite. So this is a very important episode because she's doing the same thing with Joe here, you know what I'm saying? She's not gonna let Joe die under her watch if she has anything to do with it. She's gonna fight to keep him alive because she loves him. They build that drama up so well, and that's the precipice of this episode. Now I'm gonna take it back to 3, right? Bill and Frank end up going out. He wants to kill himself, and then Bill's like, I'm done too, you know what I'm saying? I did all I didn't like. 2 different scenarios here. One is not give up, and one to know when your time is up and it's time to go. They gave up in a way, kind of, you know what I'm saying, with suicide, but I think they were done with life, you know, and this is the same here. They were done with life, but Riley tells her, never give up. That's why this DLC is important. Is it part of the game? Yes, because it adds on to Ellie's story. Point blank, period. She's a main part of the game, and this, I think they take all the beats from the game, the most important parts of the game, and put them in a dramatic element, which your fun Walker stuff in the background, infected stuff in the background. That's the power of the show. If you keep it all action oriented, you know, you might end up with something like Naughty Dog's other project, Uncharted, when everything's just going on and you don't give a shit about anybody. Even though I had pacing issues with this episode, I still call it a strong episode because it meant so much, because we cut back to Ellie and Joe. She's doing anything in her power to save them. They are doing great storytelling here. I mean, I'm happy with it. You know what I'm saying? I know other people got complaints about this and that, but you give me great narrative storytelling, then I'm here every week for it and can't wait for it. So it's no cap here. I'm telling the damn truth, you know? All right, it's time to score the first DLC ever. And you know what I'm gonna give it? I'm gonna give it a strong 4 out of 5. You know, I had issues with that pacing issue that got a little boring. I'm like, I didn't think we needed to see Mortal Kombat that long. Love Mortal Kombat, but like some shit lasted a little too long when we needed to get to beat. It just kind of, the DLC game and the adaptation clashes, but still, I still think it's a great adaptation. So what up? What did y'all think of this episode, Left Behind? We only got, 2 episodes left now, and I think the next episode's gonna be a lot about Ellie, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the medicine for Joe, and it's a big boss sequence. As far as the last one, they got a lot to cover, so I'm curious how long these are gonna be. Are you guys still excited about the last or has this show let you down because it's maybe not what you were expected to be? Let's get the conversation popping in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you really like this content, consider subscribing to the Q Review family. And don't just stare at it, eat it. Peace.
My style will never die. I'm infamous, Lazarus, master of ceremonies. Consider me the last of us. Sweet as fuck, I think I need dialysis. Not your average job, I'm more like an